New video time! Guys, I am Yard Offside FM, and it is very nice to see you again. This is episode 14 of the Triumph, my Football Manager 2017 Let's Play series as Hell's Teeth FC in the Tuvaluan A Division. Guys, today it's an end of season live comm, and I can't even begin to express how excited I am because the team is in amazing form, and we are very likely going to pick up some silverware for the first time in the history of the club, Hell's Teeth. Let's have a look at our fixtures here. After that Luamotu defeat in the Independence Cup final, which we saw in episode 13, we took on Luamotu again, this time in the A Division. A similar result, 1-2 was the final result. James Lapayo managed to get a goal for us, but Malachi Alasana scored the deciding goal in that one. Luckily, since then, things have been going much, much better. Against Nanumaga, we eked out a 1-0 victory. It was 0-0 for almost the entire match, but Tamafai Tui slotted away a penalty in stoppage time there to prevent extra time in the Christmas Cup semifinal, and it sends us on to the result that we will be watching today, which is the final of the Christmas Cup. We've reached it for 2 consecutive years now, and our opponents will be, drumroll, Luamotu. Really a developing rivalry with Luamotu here, and I think if I know that there's dynamic rivalries in FM17 introduced last year in FM16, and I expect Luamotu will be the first team that shows up listed as one of our rivals, because really things are getting quite tense between these two organizations now. Then we went back to the A Division after that Nanumaga victory, a 3-1 I should say, victory over Pioneer. James Lapayo scored, and Samaya Moeaga got himself a brace. They picked up a stoppage time consolation goal, but that's all they got. Nanumaga held us to a draw, a 1-1 result in the A Division. Samaya Moeaga rescuing that 10 minutes from the final whistle. Then we took on Tamanuku, and it was a smashing 5-2 victory. A Moeaga hat trick. James Lapayo and Tofikai Pearson got themselves on the score sheet as well. And against Hamiamimi, who are a team that traditionally has given us problems, we blew them away. 5-1 the final result. Another Moeaga brace, James Lapayo getting himself a brace, and Tamafai Tui scored just before the final whistle to get himself on the score sheet as well. Our former player, Uota Ale, managed to get one over on us, I suppose you could say. He scored for Hameamimi, but it really was pretty meaningless in the end as we won by a 4-goal margin. Newtow held us to a 0-0 draw, a good result for them, but it was a result that in the end I was pretty happy with, and I'll explain why in a bit, guys. Finally, in our most recent match, we took on Nui. It was 5-0. We absolutely blew them away, a complete demolition, another Moeaga hat trick, another James Lapayo brace, and Hell's Teeth could not be in any better form heading into this Christmas Cup final. So guys, this may be a double live comm today. I am not sure. It's going to depend on a result in the league involving Lacania United. Let's have a look at the table and so you guys can see this here. 22 matches for each team in every A Division season. So some teams are already done, like Luamotu have already played all of their fixtures, and they cannot get ahead of us in the league title. As you can see, we are 3 points clear of them. We're also 3 points clear of Lacania United. However, they have a game in hand, and if they win that, they will draw level with us. However, in Tuvalu, in the A Division, the first tiebreaker is goal difference. And as you can see, we have a smashing margin at the moment. 16 goals to the good in the goal difference category, and so it's going to take a lot for Lacania United to overtake us. Even if they win their match in a couple days on the 22nd of December, they'll still be all but mathematically eliminated from contention in the A Division. But if Lacania United do win, we'll play the final match of the year against Nauti just to see if we can somehow have some 16-goal collapse and hand the title to Lacania United. That would be the kind of thing that would happen in one of our episodes, guys. But because we may have a double live comm, I want to get this episode rolling here. Again, taking on Luamotu, a developing rivalry. As you can see, we've only beaten them once. They have defeated us 3 times. Traditionally, Luamotu do tend to perform very well against us. It's a near sellout here for this Christmas Cup final. 1,335 tickets sold, and the pitch, as usual, in terrible condition. Pretty lenient referee, which is great. If I need to tell the players to get stuck in, I can do that without fear of any major disciplinary action. As for our team today, we have Tapase in goal, Alasana, Eti, and Ofati, really stalwarts of our backline so far this season. Eliu and Limalofa, as usual, on the wings. Pearson will be playing a deep-line playmaker. Toluona Tusela, whose name I can never pronounce for some reason, will be moved up into midfield due to a suspension of Aimasu Sio, who's picked up a ban through yellow card accumulation. So Tusela will slot in a ball-winning midfielder. As you can see, he's pretty good there. And then, of course, our usual attacking trifecta of James Lapaio, Tamafai Tui, and Samaya Moeaga, the usual suspects. All of them brilliant players and all of them in excellent form at the moment. So let's get into this final here, guys. Wow, I'm so excited. A chance to win a double here in one episode. This is hopefully going to be the most fun episode of this series yet, guys. We are being picked by the bookies and by the press as the victors here today, and I'm unsurprised by that. No tunnel interview, really. That's interesting. I really expected a pretty lengthy barrage of questions from the media, given the huge profile of this match, and considering the fact that we could be about to win a double. The press were certainly pestering me in the media leading up to this one, but no tunnel interview today. Well, that's surely a bad sign, isn't it? All right, let's go with an aggressive team talk. Just tell them a team such as ours should be winning this. Let's make sure they go out there, with an aggressive team talk and a lenient referee. I think we are in pretty good shape. Okay, guys, so Luamotu, obviously, I mean, we saw them in the last live com, a very, very good team. Yet another cup final against Luamotu. They can really go toe-to-toe with us, and I would not be surprised if they come away with a victory in this one. They will kick things off here. It looks like they're operating in a 4-3-3 formation. That sort of narrowness can often play to our benefit, but they can hit us over the top. They're very good at playing direct, and sometimes with Hell's Teeth, the best way to beat us is to play the way that we do, which is very direct, over the top, long balls, and catch the opposition with too many men forward. So they are in possession here, pressing pretty high up. Both their center backs just about at the goal line, but that long shot is not going to bother Tapase for 1 minute. I'll take that. That works for me. Okay, so still in search of a Hell's Teeth highlight here. And I thought perhaps that was a wayward ball, but James Lapaio is going to cut that out now, and Alasana can launch something. Looks for Moeaga, but that is nowhere near his man. Masolia Eti cuts that out. Eti, a brilliant player. I mean, he's not rated by my assistant, and his attributes are terrible, but I don't know what it is about him. He always performs well for us. Moeaga in possession here, too. He maybe can find Lapaio. He does. Lapaio has a shot. That just misses the post. James Lapaio with a chance to put the Orange Demons a goal to the good here, but unfortunately it hasn't come off for us. The one issue in this match, guys, by the way, is that 3 days ago we did play an A-Division match, that Nui victory, that 5-0 victory, and while the players are doing okay in terms of condition, Alasana skies that, they may be struggling for fitness, and so if extra time or other penalty-ish activities can be avoided, that would be preferable given our low condition. I think that will definitely benefit Luamotu, is the fact that we're only on 3 days rest. Tusela tries to break that up. Luamotu's still in possession, however, and Ale can launch something here. Tini Lau. That is well done to win a ball there. I believe that was Tui getting stuck in there. But Luamotu still in possession. Eliu intercepts that ball. That's well done. I could see that coming from a mile away. The Pataya brothers combine there to put us behind Luamotu early on in this contest. I'm actually not sure if both of these yeah, it looks like there are 2 Patayas for Luamotu, so I'm not mistaken in referring to them as brothers. Well, actually, I probably am. I think it's just a small database when it comes to Tuvaluan names, and so you have a lot of guys with similar names. But at any rate, a good cross in, not to take anything away from Luamotu. Alasana just over the bar. They are 1-0 up here going into halftime. No cause for panic quite yet. We're the sort of team that can strike at any time. but obviously less than ideal at the moment. The question is, do we need to make any changes? I'm not seeing anyone. I suppose Tamofai Ofati on a 6.3, that's not great. His condition looking a little low as well. Is there anybody who I'd like to bring in, however? I suppose I could bring Silao in, but he's not quite as dependable as Ofati is. I think we're going to leave things as is for now and go straight into the halftime team talk, guys. I could tell them that I'm very unhappy with how they've played. We have been pretty poor. I could just tell them they've been unlucky. Let's tell them that I expect to see a much better showing from them, which I do, and I absolutely think that there is another goal in this one. Part of that's just because we play in a very aggressively attacking formation, and part of it is because our attacking players are very much in form. But of course, Luamotu could be the next ones to put themselves on the score sheet, and then we're looking at some genuine trouble here. All we have to do is force extra time. Again, that's not optimal given our players' condition, but I think we have a decent chance if it goes to penalties. Tapase is an outstanding goalkeeper, and he's finished the season in very fine form. Moeaga will lose out in that header. He's not played well today, but Tusela has it in possession. Lapayo looks for Moeaga ahead, but that is gone to absolutely no one. Alasana lets that trickle over the sideline, and we have ended that highlight successfully. Only threatening from long range. No kidding. Looks like we could have a highlight here. We have numbers forward. Eliu cuts inside. Pearson. Tusela. Eliu. Pearson. Very slow and concentrated build-up play here. Pearson dispossessed. And Eliu, a really, really good work rate to get in there and get the ball back for us. Oh, it could be Tusela. He is a center back naturally, and so a miss was really always going to be a possibility there. But that was a great opportunity. It was really, really well played in. I think it was Moeaga who played the final ball to Tusela's feet. Should have finished it. I think if that had been Tui or Lapayo running onto that, it would have absolutely been a goal. Let's make a change here, guys. I'm a little bit sort of between two minds as what to do. I think we might do better if we had a new winger on the pitch. Lima Lofa at a 6.9 is actually one of our better players, so I think let's take off Eliu. We don't really have anybody who can play on the right, though, if we take off Eliu. So we'll have to take off Lima Lofa. I want to see what happens if we put in a pacier type of player like Samaya Vailele, and he'll be very useful. He's very good at the defensive winger role if we decide to switch over to the Owendo 3-4-3 tactic. And so I think he could be a useful player here. Vailele, he's one of those players with not much to him, except for pace. He's really one of those players that's got physicals and nothing else. But physicals will get you a long way in FM, I think, because they're quite hard to train, especially if a player's getting onto the older side. So if you find a regen with good physicals, he's always going to be worth looking at for that. And Vailele is one of those players. We had that set piece from Luamotu out, but the danger is not over yet. Pataya on the ball again. This needs to be shut down. We cannot afford to go 2-0 down. And Valoa can take those sorts of shots if he likes. I'm happy to give them to him. That was quite poor from the Luamotu player. How are we doing on condition? Well, quite poor, obviously. Tusela needs to come off. Ofati, as I mentioned earlier, probably needs to come off. We're looking at James Lapayo and Samaya Moeaga needing to come off at some point, but they're such useful players. I really am resistant to taking one of them off. Do we have a central midfield option? We do not. That is less than ideal. I'm concerned about Ofati, though, although he's raised things up to a 6.8. That's much better. Alasana on a 6.4. Oh, I'm really skittish to use too many substitutions here. especially because I strongly suspect that extra time is going to be on the cards here. That's assuming, of course, we get an equalizer. Aliu, that's a very poor ball. Tusela manages to hang on to possession here. Moeaga may get to this. He does. Can he whip a ball in? No. Kelemeni takes it from him. Aliu still in possession. Pearson looks left for Vailele. Vailele can do his man. He's a good dribbler. But instead he plays it back to Pearson. Tusela. Lapayo. Tui. Could possibly have threaded Moeaga on, but Lapayo has scored! It's James Lapayo that gets the equalizer. I thought perhaps Tui had taken the wrong option there, looking for Lapayo to his left. But in the end, James Lapayo continues his brilliant run of form. That is not an easy finish. Look at that little finesse finish. Way out of the keeper's range. No goalkeeper in the world is going to save that, except perhaps Joe Hart. Actually, just kidding. Joe Hart would have just waved his arms around and then fallen on his face. Lapayo will try and get us a winner there, but that is coming to nothing. All right, I think we... Always worrying when you see a late set piece, and I thought perhaps Luamotu were going to do us there, but it looks like we have held our nerve. All right, I am sweating like a dog at the moment, guys. Ooh. All right. Okay, so James Lapayo looking very worse for wear, but he is our goal scorer on the day. I don't think we can afford to take him off, especially because actually he's not a great penalty taker. We'll leave him on for a little while longer, but if it's in extra time, it looks like it's headed to penalties, we're going to take him off and put on, I think Luamotu is a pretty good penalty taker. Let's see. Do we want to use Silao? I don't think so. Kamtaura is an option. You know what? I think maybe let's give Tito Tui a run out, just because I'm a little nervous about our back line, especially if their condition gets very low. Taumafai Fati is looking the most tired of all of our center backs. He is the man whose number is going to be called. Unfortunately for him, no player ever likes to be subbed out during a cup final. But I think we need to just get him off there. And Tui, this will be really useful for him to get match experience in this incredibly difficult and pressurized atmosphere here. I'm telling him that I have faith. This young guy is really one of our developing hot prospects, and I'm hopeful that he'll really be one for the future. And in a couple years, I expect to see he'll be a starter alongside Naisali Alasana. Another set piece from Luamotu here in the 89th minute. Valoa takes that and only just misses the goal. Ooh. It would be absolutely devastating to concede now. Really, really hoping we can just send this to extra time, and then maybe I can switch over to the Awendo, perhaps. Lots of players looking very, very tired. Shall we use the Awendo? We've had very good results with it recently. The player's looking motivated, which is nice. Yeah, let's throw the dice. We're going to switch over to the Awendo, see if we can snatch this in extra time and avoid penalties. Again, I do like our chances if it goes to penalties, but if we can avoid that, that would absolutely be preferable. Let's just make sure that I have everybody playing in the right position here. I want Tusela to be at central midfielder so that Pearson can be an advanced playmaker. Vailele, not nearly as good as I remember at defensive winger, but that's all right. Let's see, and then we'll have James Lapayo at poacher, Moeaga at complete forward, and Taumafai Tui can play in that more withdrawn, deep-lying forward role. Okay, we need to offer the players a bit of encouragement. If we can get a goal here, we're firmly in control. I would tend to agree with that. Okay, what should I do as a team talk? You know what? I think we should go with there's no pressure on you to get a result. Just go out there, play with confidence, boys. Okay. Just need to find a goal somewhere in this, and then we've got it. We did ever so well to get that equalizer. I never had a doubt for a second that it was going to happen, and now we can go on and get one in extra time. All right. Petaya on the left for Luamotu. He's been dangerous today. Etimani, another danger man, plays in central midfield. He's had a great year for Luamotu. Aliu steals that on the right. Can we counterattack here? No, Aliu gives it away, perhaps showing his tiredness there. We do have one more substitution to use. Alasana and Tui are flagging quite a bit. Lapayo as well. Alisana over this. He puts it on target. Ooh, that was a chance. That was a chance from Naisali Alisana. A good free kick taker. Lapayo can't get to that. Oh, could be numbers here for Luamotu. There are numbers for Luamotu here. We need to get back and defend this. Lipua on the right side. He misses that horribly. That was a great chance for Luamotu. They needed to do much, much better than they did. I think it may be time to assume that this is going to penalties, and for that reason, I'm going to take off James Lapayo, who I don't believe is a fantastic. You know what? Maybe it's better to have Lapayo on there, and then I'll bring on Luatui, who's a good. He's one of our regens from this year, and he's a pretty good finisher. He's finishing this 13, which is best in our team. So I think I'd like to have him in there for the penalty shootout, but we'll bring him on for one of the defenders, and we're going to wait on that till maybe the 110th minute or so to use that final substitution. Might even wait even longer than that, 115 or so. Looks like we have made it to the interim period in the middle of extra time. We'll start the final 15 here and now. Vailele on the left. He finds Moeaga. Moeaga dispossessed. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. Come on, Tapase. He has come up with a brilliant save. Tapase, time and time again this year, has been so good, and he's had so much to do given we've played in these attacking formations. Eti heads that away. I thought perhaps Moeaga could look forward for a counterattack, but that is not going to come to anything. Our players all looking completely dead. Oh boy, it's going to penalties. It's going to penalties again, just like the Christmas Cup final last year against Nui, which of course we lost. It was a very disappointing result. Okay, Alisana I think is probably an all-right penalty taker. I think Masolia Eti is going to have to come off. Let's see what he is in terms of penalty taking and finishing. Finishing 1, penalty taking 1. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, that's not going to do. We'll put him over there just so that we have a actual center defender on there, and then Luatui is going to come on for Masolia Eti there. All right. That's the final roll of the dice for Hell's Teeth. Just going to tell him that I have faith in him. You know, really, I shouldn't be using that. It's a good idea to have an extra striker on the field for penalties, but there's no reason that we need to play him in that position because I can move Tusela back. There we go. Tusela. Switch Tusela to the middle so that everybody's in a good position. And then, yeah, Tui, you can play at central midfielder. That'll be fine. Okay. Final roll of the dice here, and there are 4.5 minutes left in extra time. Can Hell's Teeth come away with a victory here? Or is it yet another cup final disaster? Why is the clock running in real time? Can this get any more boring for such a tense game? This is an incredibly boring moment. I apologize, guys. I'm going to actually probably cut this out in editing, but let's just check settings to make sure I haven't messed anything up. The match speed is fine. Extended highlights, 2D classic, yeah. Okay, everything should be going fine. Guess we're just waiting for the next highlight here. Here it is. Okay, all right. We're going to make that change. All right, 1 minute away, and it looks like we are headed to extra. Yep, we're headed to penalties here. We've already been in extra time. We can't be headed to it any more than we already are. Okay, so we're going to auto-pick this here. Luatui, you'll see, is third in the order. The good that we brought him on. We're going to start this penalty shootout today. Come on, Hell's Teeth. Luamotu taking first. Lipua scores. Tapase was perhaps close to that, and maybe even got a hand to it. Probably should have saved it. Samaya Moeaga now. Moeaga looks like he hit the crossbar, but it does go in. Very close, but we are 1-1 here in the penalty shootout. Tusela to take this now for Luamotu. That's a great penalty. Tapase goes the wrong way. Tamafai Tui up next for us. Oof, that was a terrible penalty, but it has beaten the goalkeeper. Didn't look like he hit it with much pace. Etimani, I think Tapase got a fist to that, but that's hit the back of the net. It's 3-2 Luamotu in the penalty shootout. Here's our substitute, Luatui. The young man puts it away. I believe he's only 16 still. He's come good for us and put it in the back of the net. Kelemene now. He's a defender, I believe, and there it is. Tapase has made the save that could hand Hell's Teeth the first set of silverware in their history. James Lapayo buries that, and now we are one save away. If Tapase can save this, we are the Cup champions. Pitaya. Tapase can't get to it, but we have another chance to win it here. I think Pearson is the next in the order. Or no, it's Aliu, actually. Aliu takes this. It's saved. Aliu had a chance to win the cup for the Orange Demons. It's been saved. And Samaya puts that away for Luamotu. They are back in front in the penalty shootout, and the pressure is on us once again. Pearson now. Pearson scores. Goalkeeper dove the right way, but it looks like Pearson just hit that with enough power, bashed it into the back of the net. Still level. Tapase. It was right down the middle, a pretty poor penalty, but Tapase had already made up his mind. We have to score here, or Luamotu are the champions. Alasana's over it. It's been saved. Oh, dear. Luamotu come good again against us in a cup final. We have lost once again on penalties. It's another heartbreak for Hell's Teeth. The players look absolutely shattered. I'm quite disappointed. It is a lottery, but I'm still going to yell at the players because I think, there's still another competition to win here. We still need to win the league here, guys, and we still have a fantastic chance, more than fantastic. It's almost a guaranteed chance to get silverware here. Obviously, would have been nice to win the double. Luamotu have done it, though. Good on them. It's yet again a developing rivalry between these two teams, and we can only blame ourselves for not having maybe gone on the attack earlier. Perhaps I should have introduced the Owendo 3-4-3 in regular time and tried to win the entire thing before it went to extra time. But it's a little late for that now, and guys, I am going to take a little bit of a break here, and I will join you again before Lacania United take on their match, and then we'll find out if this is going to be a double live comm or not. Okay, guys, I am back here. This is it. Nui are taking on Lacania United. Let's just have a look at the table here. As you can see, if Lacania United do win this, they will draw level with points on us, and they will have to be dependent on really canceling out this massive goal difference deficit here that they have. So let's go ahead and see what happens in this match. Nui have won, and we're champions. 4-0. Nui absolutely blew Lacania United away, and they have crowned us champions of the A division here, guys. Wow. At last, silverware for this team. I can't tell you how excited I am to have finally won some silverware, to really be making progress on this save here. It was a brilliant season for us. We've really found a rich vein of form in the final half of the year, and we can move on to even greater and better things now. In the Oceania Champions League, I expect the matches will be very difficult, but I believe that there's TV money involved, and so we can really sort of kick on and use that to our advantage and build us into one of the great teams of Oceania, and hopefully start to make some waves in the Club World Cup. Those are the long-term goals here. Let's see what some of these news stories say about us here. Hell's Teeth boss Imo Sualiki has finally ensured he will pass into history as one of the greatest coaches ever in Oceania. Well, that's great to receive high praise like that, but it's a little excessive, isn't it? We've just finished year 2. Critics are declaring that Sualiki's coaching ability and desire to win should ensure that he will climb even higher in the rankings. You better believe it. Fans of Hell's Teeth will not be sleeping tonight as their boss, Imo Sualiki, and his team return triumphant with the Tuvaluan A Division. Spokesman for the official supporters club commented that Sualiki had done himself, the team, and the fans proud. The Hell's Teeth board is ecstatic with the fact that we've won. They were just hoping for a top half finish this year. Their expectations were pretty low overall, and so I expect this is going to give me a bit of a mandate to ask for a few changes at the team. Increase facilities, and then one of the long-term goals is turning semi-professional. I did a little research online, guys, and I think our financial situation is going to have to be a fair bit better before we can turn semi-professional. But winning the league like this is a great start because it does give us continental football, and hopefully that is something that we can convert into an advantage here. So this episode, a little on the long side here, guys, primarily because the Cup final went to penalties. I'm going to end it as is at the start of episode 15. Hopefully I'll remember to do a sort of season 2 roundup and talk about which players performed well for us, etc., etc. Okay, I have been Yard Offside FM. Please like, please subscribe, and please come back for episode 15 of The Triumph.